Um, yeah, I mean, it's solid. I'm still working on just rehabbing it continually, but
Yeah.
it's
All right. So real quick, there's probably zero chance they're gonna let you go SEALs. Okay.
because of the surgeries.
Yep.
Okay.
So shoulders literally might be the worst thing you could ever have to go be a SEAL. So I
Okay.
would tell, have you talked to the recruiters yet?
I have. Yeah, at one point I was talking when I first wanted to pursue all of this, I was focused on Rangers. So I was talking to an Army recruiter, and down the road, I
And what'd he
focused on.
say?
Uh, honestly, he had told me not even to mention it at MEPS if it's all good to go, and
But if so
like
here's my deal, dog. You telling me right now you still doing rehab every day. Your shoulders are gonna get trashed in any of that training. So if
yeah,
your shoulders ain't put together, you're not gonna make it. You cannot hide your shoulders in training. You
I
might
hear
be
that.
able to hide a knee a little bit. You might be able to hide an elbow a little bit. You might be able to hide a neck, maybe a little bit of a back, probably not, but you are not hiding any shoulders
Okay,
at
so
all.
I gotta say, like, I'm not rehabbing it. I've been continually
Those are
working on.
your words.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I apologize. I
I
I
just
meant
want you
to
to
say,
understand, if you have to worry about your shoulders and you still got to do work on them, they're not going to make it through SEAL training.
yeah, that's not the case.
And I'm going to tell you this, you ain't going to keep your wife through SEAL training either. So if you're willing to give her up, then you can talk. There's no way you keep her.
Okay.
I don't care how long you've been with her. You've been with her like since you were 7?
7 years, but no, not 7.
There's no way you keep her. There's a 98% divorce rate for a reason. There's no way you keep her.
I hear you.
You're going to disappear for 3 years. And the mailman's going to look really good to her. I'm just telling you the truth, brother. Like, that's just how it's going to be. So you got to make that decision too at 27. Do you want to lose your wife? Because that's coming.
Yeah.
So and
as far as
I would tell you to go see the recruiters and see if they'll even let you in with the shoulder surgery. Like torn labrum and all on both shoulders or on the same shoulder?
same shoulder.
Yeah, like I'll do surgeries on the same shoulder. I don't know if they're gonna let you get qualified medically.
Okay.
The other big thing is you're doing absolutely atrocious in running and swimming right now.
No, I realize that. Yeah. Honestly, it's been a journey finding the right resources of how to train for all this. I mean, until I found you, it's like, you know, there's not solid training out there of like the realities of all the running and swimming that it takes. And once I found yours, I was like, all right, I see what I've been doing wrong, what I need to build up now. But
you have to run and swim, brother. You have to do a lot of both.
Yeah.
You know. And are you the power lifter, dude? You lift a bunch?
I mean, I was competitive bodybuilding, so yeah, there was a lot of
like I'm looking at your body, you thick as shit. Like you gotta lose all that muscle, man.
I understand. I made my
weight. You 230, dude? You got how tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
Okay, so you're not I had to talk to a dude today that's 5'11", 230. Like he lifted like 6 times a week. I'm like, bud, like you gotta weigh like 190.
Yeah. You know? So I've cut all that out. Like, I mean, for the last 6 months, I was doing a lot of CrossFit, but it was also
CrossFit's awful.
So
CrossFit
now
is awful. It's all lifting. It's no cardio. It's all lifting. It's cardio through lifting, correct?
Yeah.
That's awful. And everybody gets hurt.
Well, okay. I hear you. And so that's why I phased out of that. And once I found your training, I know what I need to focus on. You know, originally I wasn't going to like hit you up until I was running and swimming fast enough. I just wanted to touch bases with you as far as, you know, hearing it from you as far as SEALs or Army. You know,
I mean, I would say at 27, I probably would go in the Army, but I would just tell you, Like, there's a good chance, bro, that you don't have a wife no more. And that's real facts, man. No one's gonna tell you that, but it's real facts. You got your degree, you got a 3.0, go in the Army as an officer, you know, go infantry for a couple of years, see how that is. And if you got the bug still to go special forces, you go special forces. Just know that the chance that your wife makes it through that is probably about 0.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat that at all. So, you know, I would never advise you to go enlisted in the SEAL teams, because there's a good chance you're going to be chipping pain on 32nd Street because your shoulders ain't going to make it if they let you go. But I would tell you to go down to see MEPS and take your shoulder surgery down there and see what they say, because they'll gladly let you in the Army and then give you some garbage job and say it's because of your shoulders. So you want to make sure that you're not going to get caught in an okie doke or the bait and switch, right? They will do that to you really quickly.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I hear you on that.
But
so
you need to ask yourself if you're willing to give your wife up to go get what you want. That's the real question you have to sit back and ask yourself.
Okay. I hear you.
Yeah.
Again, going back on my shoulder, like, I can perform and like when I was saying rehabbing, I meant to say injury prevention.
Listen. Do you understand what your shoulders are going to go through over the 24 months of training?
I mean, I listened to your videos on the dude who had shoulder surgery.
You can't hide nothing. Okay? Can't. And if all the injuries that I've seen just zap people like snipers, bing, 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 it's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, my wife is sitting there telling. So like both of my shoulders, they wanted to replace them at 42. Not fix them, not surgery, replace them. And I went down and I got stem cells on both of them. And now they're still attached to my body, but they don't work very well. They work, but they don't work very well. I'm 42.
So that was from all your time in the SEAL teams, or
wrestling, football, the 4 years of SEAL team, bro. Like, dude, you hanging from your shoulders all the time in the SEAL teams. Now they've been trying to do some stuff to kind of mitigate it, and like knees and backs used to be real bad because they were jumping off of obstacles from 10, 15 feet and all that stuff. But like you cannot hide shoulders. It's impossible to hide them in training. You're going to do 2,000 push-ups a day for the first month. You're going to be doing dips on the dip bar. And there's no such thing as, oh, this hurts my shoulder a little bit. I need to modify this exercise. No, it's get up there and do your 15 or 20 dips and then get down. And if you don't do them, like, it'll take them about 1 day to see you have a shoulder problem. I've seen dudes pull off the dip bar. I've seen them pulled off the pull-up bars, and I've seen them pulled off the monkey bars. And those are the 3 big ones where I've seen guys just get sniped right out of training. You can't hide, brother. Like, it's impossible to hide. So that's what I'm saying to you. Like, you better go make sure that they're going to clear you to even take a shot at it before you go down some crazy ass convoluted training trail and get done in 6 months and they tell you, oh no, you can't do it. And I would just give you the truth. Like, there's no way I don't go in the Army as an officer with a college degree and your history.
Wait, sorry. You're saying, sorry.
There's no way I don't go in the Army with your history of injury in your shoulders and your college degree. I do not roll the dice and take an enlisted contract to go be a SEAL.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't do that.
Yeah. So up until, like, I've seen all your content, like, again, dudes who have been in special forces and talk about it, they say, go enlisted, if you want that experience. But I mean, I've heard you explaining the whys of going officer. If you have that degree, it all makes sense to me. But yeah, I hear what you're saying on the shoulder thing. After listening more of your videos, like, to me, again, it's appealing to go Army, to be an officer. So I'm glad even just hearing what you're saying about the SEAL stuff, like, it seals it up for me. So, I don't want to be stupid. Like, I've been through a lot in my life. I'm not trying to jump into something stupid. that you know is going to fail. So,
And it's not really about failing. It's just more so like it's not even really playing the odds. If you didn't have no shoulder surgery, I would say let's go. But dude, shoulder surgery, like my dude, one of the toughest guys I know, Tom Story, one of the toughest dudes I know. Shoulder kept popping out on the monkey bars and got sniped right off the monkey bars. Last time I saw Tom Story, 97 monkey bars. One of the toughest dudes I know. Probably could have figured out a way to get through the monkey bars with no shoulder. It took, I don't know, maybe 4 times on the monkey bars before everything fell apart. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, right? Like, at least this way, you go in the Army and everything falls apart, you're still an officer in the Army. Still getting good pay, right? You still like growing your leadership and all the other stuff that makes you more valuable on the outside world.
Yeah, for sure. So, like, I mean, if you're someone who's had a shoulder surgery, but you've rehabbed it to 100%, it doesn't give you issues anymore. It's still.
So you telling me when you go do a CrossFit workout, it never hurts you ever?
No, it doesn't hurt me.
Is it unstable on any of the stuff over your head?
I can perform, but I can also feel it. Like,
well, then you're done. That's it. That's all I gotta say. You're done.
All right.
If you can feel it, because here's what I'm gonna tell you: the overhead performance in SEAL training is well past you feeling it. Like well past.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't recommend nobody go that like you have shoulder surgery, man. Like that's the one thing, like shoulder surgery, like it just don't work out well, man. You're gonna get murdered. Like people don't understand the extent of the murderation that goes on your upper body the first month and a half you're there. Like I said, 2,000 push-ups, bro. That's just push-ups. You know, I don't know how many pull-ups. I don't know how many sit-ups. I mean, not sit-ups, but dips. I just know it's a lot of everything. Astronomical a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the boats. You got the logs over your head. You got all that stuff. And none of it is conducive to shoulder, like, ailment.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the last video I heard of you were talking to this dude who was coming out of the minor leagues, baseball player. He just had 2 reconstructive shoulder surgeries.
Yeah, he had his sternum, and then he had like massive shoulder reconstruction.
Yeah.
He'll never make it.
I watched that, and it was like a good reality check of like, okay, I mean that his situation is a whole lot worse than mine. I mean, I can withstand, like, I'm not in that boat. Like I can perform, you know, obviously until I would get to something like SEAL training, I wouldn't know the extent of what it's going to feel like, but I'm confident in my ability to perform and being strong underweight.
For 3 days straight.
Yeah. I mean, I am, but obviously I can't say I know because I haven't been there.
So go do it, right? Like go outside and do overhead press with, I don't know, 60 pounds, maybe 50 pounds, and go out there and do overhead. You can't do it all in one day. You got to work up. But I would just say like maybe 40 pounds, 50 pounds, right? Like go outside and do overhead press for an hour. And then ask
just like as many reps that I can do in an hour, or like,
yeah, like basically like I'm not trying to get you rhabdo. I'm just saying like go out there with a moderate weight and like simulate the boat, right? So your hands are going to be like shoulder width apart, and you're going to do this unlimited times with the boat, right? You're going to do unlimited times with the log. It's all about 40, 50 pounds, right? Like it's not a lot of weight. It's just the motion of having it completely over your head. Hold it up there, right? Boat holds, like hold it up there for a minute, right? Like, and then see what your shoulder feels like. And if your shoulder hurts at all, I would tell you, hell no. If you do that for 2 or 3 days in a row and your shoulder's not hurting you, then I would say, okay, you know, you got a chance. I'm just telling you, like, the shoulder is nothing to play with.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to talk you out of it. That's why I say, like, if you go Army infantry, you get 2 years to figure out how well your shoulder's going to hold up.
Yeah.
You know,
I like
you're
the
still
sound of
gonna
that.
get it there. It's just not as crazy.
That their training.
Yeah, it's just not as like you're going to SEAL training, man. Like the first month of SEAL training, dude, is astronomical. Everybody else kind of got limits on what you can do. At SEAL training, there ain't no limits.
Okay.
You know, so.
So
Go ahead.
if I had told you that, like, if I was someone who hasn't had any shoulder surgeries,
Yep.
as far as going SEAL teams, would you recommend it at that point, or
I still would tell you to go Army officer.
because of my age?
College degree. You're Hispanic, correct?
Yeah.
College degree Hispanic. I'm going Army officer all day long. Now we might be able to get you a SEAL billet officer wise, but I'm going to tell you this: with your run and swim, like I'm going to tell you this: you're running in the 10:45s, right? Is that what I saw, or is it 12s? What did I see?
Yeah, it's 12s.
Okay, 12s. You have to drop 4 minutes. You have to drop 4 minutes off of your run time, bud. 4. You have to drop 4 minutes off of your swim time. 4. And you're 27 years old. That ain't a good formula for me, brother. That just ain't a good formula. Now, you Hispanic, you know what I'm saying? You got lungs the size of Texas, but you know, if you sent me those numbers, you run a 10-minute and 9, you were swimming a 10-minute, I wouldn't be as worried. But those numbers right there are atrocious. You've never been a runner, correct?
Not long distance, no.
So, you know, you could be looking at a year's workup just to be able to get to run well enough and not get hurt running.
Okay. So
you don't have a year because you're 27 years old. That's what I'm saying. If you go in the Army as an officer, you can take that 2 years and get ready, that 2.5, 3 years, and get ready to actually go be successful in sponsor operations instead of just taking a shot at it and not making it.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. Like I've seen a lot of your videos, and I'm not trying to come in being like, yeah, I'm swimming and running at 12:30. I'm good to go, right? No, I'm not. That's not my mindset.
I'm not saying you are. I ain't giving you the MF quiet down yet, so you're fine. I'm just trying to get like that's all the stuff that nobody think about, man. Like, dude, you stuck in the Navy for 6 years if you don't make it through SEAL training. Used to be if you didn't make it through SEAL training, you could go home, but they did away with all that.
Yeah.
Now it's a straight 6-year enlistment. You done.
Right.
You know?
So yeah, like I wouldn't go unless I was running and swimming a 9.9 like you talk about. So yeah, as far as me accomplishing that, yeah, I mean, it's time. And
but the Army is the same thing, dude. You got to run 40-minute 5 mile, which is really, 8-minute miles, but we try to shoot for a 35-minute 5 mile.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is what I'm ready to work for. So I'm going to start working on getting fast running and swimming. And so if I go Army to pursue officer, would you recommend I take the time to build up my running before I even go?
Absolutely, bro. You're not gonna meet standards on that right there.
Yeah.
You're not gonna meet standards. You gotta have I think it's a 14-minute 2 mile is standard. Is that right? 16-minute 2 mile. You ain't gonna run a 16-minute 2 mile with those numbers.
Right.
You gotta do some running either way. It don't really matter. You gotta do some running. So
okay. All right.
Well, all right, brother. Well, look, hit me back when you get down there in the 10s, brother. Like I ain't about talking to people that are about some BS. So I'm from Missouri,
I know. I didn't
right?
waste...
Yeah, I'm from Missouri. You're gonna have to show me when you get into the high 9s, call me.
Absolutely, I will. And all this to say, this seals up which branch to join. So I appreciate this talk.
Easy day, brother. Do your thing, Alex.
All right, man. Have a good one. I appreciate you.
Later.
Bye.